Science Consciousness Explained.
When we think of a food allergy, we usually picture a highly visible, immediate emergency. You eat a peanut or shellfish, and within minutes, an immune cell erupts into a violent defensive reaction, triggering hives or a swollen airway. But there is a second, nearly invisible type of allergic response. This reaction bypasses the immediate physical rejection and instead pulls you into a state of daily, intense craving for a specific trigger. Medical pioneers in the field of clinical ecology observed this phenomenon decades ago. In this foundational paper, Dr. Theron Randolph outlined the concept of food addiction, detailing how chronic, unexplained health issues are often driven by these masked sensitivities. Dr. Randolph's work suggests that the intense cravings you experience for your favorite meals might be your body seeking out the very substances that trigger your recurring symptoms. In this clinical setting, physicians encounter the Wheataholic, a patient suffering from a web of symptoms like persistent migraines, joint pain, and severe brain fog. Traditional diagnostic tests look at these patients and find absolutely nothing wrong. Left without answers, the patient often discovers their own remedy, noticing they only feel normal and energized immediately after consuming a heavy, carbohydrate-rich meal. Over time, the patient develops a fierce behavioral defense of this specific food. If you suggest they cut out wheat, they will tell you they absolutely need it just to get through the day and manage their symptoms. The patient continues to use their trigger as a self-prescribed remedy, unaware of its role in their ongoing illness. This cycle begins with the initial exposure. This diagram shows a foreign allergen molecule entering the bloodstream. The body correctly identifies it as a threat and launches a stressful, inflammatory immune response to attack it. Experiencing constant internal inflammation is painful. To cope with that physiological stress, the body deploys a radical defense mechanism. It actively suppresses the symptoms to keep you functioning, a process known as masking. The chemical reality of masking involves the massive release of endogenous opiates. These are powerful, natural painkillers that override the stress signals, creating an artificial, glowing aura of temporary stabilization. This chemical dependence is rooted in the opiate release triggered by allergic damage, a response that occurs regardless of the food's nutritional value. The offending food acts as the trigger for a narcotic high that briefly numbs the feeling of ongoing cellular destruction. Hours after the meal, the opiate high fades. With the painkillers gone, background inflammation is unmasked, and chronic symptoms rush back with a vengeance. To escape the pain of withdrawal, the patient compulsively eats the trigger food again. They are chasing the next opiate release, locking themselves into a relentless, daily cycle of self-medication. Sustaining this cycle eventually burns out the adrenal glands, depleting the body's ability to produce those masking chemicals. This introduces the terminal stage of the cycle, exhaustion. In the exhaustion stage, the body's defense system is completely bankrupt. The patient experiences violent allergic inflammation and severe opiate withdrawal simultaneously. Mainstream immunology relies heavily on IgE blood tests. These diagnostics excel at catching instant, severe reactions, but they miss these delayed, masked addictions. Clinical ecologists utilize a different approach, observing diagnostic charts to track behavioral and dietary patterns. They argue that a masked allergy can only be found through direct intervention. The primary diagnostic tool is the elimination diet. The patient must completely avoid the suspected trigger food for 4 to 10 consecutive days to fully break the chemical cycle. Healing cannot begin while the illusion of tolerance remains. The patient must endure the withdrawal phase to force their system to unmask the hidden damage. Clinicians support patients through this withdrawal phase using interventions like buffered vitamin C or L-glutamine to stabilize blood sugar and blunt biochemical cravings. Once the clearance phase is complete, the patient faces the test dose. They ingest a pure sample of the suspected food, now completely stripped of its physiological mask. Look at this physician checking a patient's pulse. Doctors track immediate, irregular spikes in the pulse rate to objectively measure the raw allergic stress response as it finally hits the unmasked system. These intense, daily food cravings function as warning sirens of a hidden internal battle.